Hello, and welcome to Priceless SEO Tips. This is the first proper part in the My Web Academy tutorial, with the last few episodes have really been about getting your head in the right space. This is where we actually start talking about specifics and where we actually get you to go away and do things. That's right. Oh my God, there's homework. My name's Bruce. I'm going to be taking through this episode of My Web Academy. And today we're looking at priceless SEO tips, or the things really that you need to get right first. Now, it's good to bear in mind that at this stage we have not written any copy. We have no preconceptions about the structure of the website, possibly. So all that is going to be informed by our SEO. So, what's the most important part of search engine optimization? Here's a little quiz for you. Is it page structure? Is it search phrases in the right place the right number of times? Is it other websites linking to your website? Or could it be some other technical wizardry, some kind of black magic? Well, it could be all of these, but actually, no. The answer is understanding your market. It doesn't matter how good you are at SEO, if you choose the wrong words, the wrong search terms that people will use to find you, then it will all be a waste of effort. So you need to understand your market, okay? So, in order to understand your market and to choose search terms, and I have stolen myself to use the term search terms because as a techie I'm used to saying key phrase. Key phrase doesn't mean terribly much to the layman. Search terms hopefully do, but if you understand by that, what I mean is that the actual words that somebody types into the search box on Google in order to find stuff. And just a little note about Google, 80% of internet searches 80% of internet sessions start with a search, and Google regularly accounts for 80% of all internet searches. So Google is very important still. Now, the other thing that we need to look at in order to understand the market is the competition. Okay? So, what do people type to find me? Now, first thing to note is there's absolutely no point being number one in Google for a search term that nobody ever uses. So how do you find out what people use when they go into Google to try and find you? Well, ask them. Ask your customers, ask your friends, ask relatives. Stop people in the street and ask them. Ask complete strangers. It's worth noting that people who know your business particularly well, and particularly friends and really especially relatives, and especially your mother, will come up with the most bizarre, wacky, out there, strange, stupid suggestions for what they think people will type in to find your business. So you might want to filter them out. Okay, but essentially, the more people you ask, the more representative the answers that you get of the general population. Okay, so you compile a list. So, once you've done that, you need to remove any duds. Well, what do I mean by duds? Well, let's take a look at an example. It's the Builder example, and this is one I use a lot. Now, this was a chap we did a website for a few years back. Now, he specialises in renovating sash windows, and a very beautiful job he does of it too. One of the key phrases that he asked me to optimise his website for was Windows. Excuse me. Well, this is all very well and good. Windows will in fact bring you millions of visitors, most of them irrelevant, okay, because they will be looking for an inadequate operating system, in my opinion. So think phrases, not words, okay? So Windows will bring you millions of irrelevant visitors, okay? Just one word. Very broad term. It's going to refer to things other than what you do, usually. Okay, very few exceptions with that, unless it's a real industry term, and I'd generally advise using those anyway, unless your audience is very educated in your industry. So sash window repairs or sash windows renovation, something like that, you're going to get significantly fewer visitors, but they will be more targeted because they're going to be looking for what you do. So if possible, combine 3 or more words into a phrase. Okay. Now, another example, people who are researching tend to use these shorter, broad phrases. So if somebody's in the market for a widescreen TV, they will probably type in widescreen TV. But at this point, they're not necessarily looking to buy. They're probably doing research. They're probably understanding which models do what the price range is, what functions they get, how big they are, all this kind of stuff. So once they've done that, and they then decide that they actually want to go and buy a widescreen TV, they're much more likely to type in something like a Sony KV28HX15 Wega widescreen TV. Okay, so widescreen TV will get you a high number of visitors. Most of them probably not buying. But the long tail key phrase is the techie term for it, or the many word search term, will bring you high numbers of sales proportionate to the number of visitors. Okay, you'll get a much better conversion rate out of the longer search terms. The other thing to bear in mind is your audience is not necessarily going to be aware of your offering. They're not necessarily going to know that what you offer is the solution to their particular problem. Okay, so they might be looking for key phrases, search terms that refer to the problem that they are experiencing, the pain that they are experiencing, rather than your specific solution. Okay, so now what? Well, you've in your list that you've compiled, you've more than likely got some cracking search terms and some crap. The question is, which is which? This is where we need to use a research tool, and there are many out there. There's a huge range of different tools. I'm going to use Google's AdWords Keywords Research Tool for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's nice and simple, and secondly, it's free. Okay, before we start, you'll need a Google login. To get one of those, go to Google's homepage, go to the link top right hand corner where it says sign in, and in there will be a means of creating a login. Once you've done that, you then need to Google AdWords, and it will more than likely be the top link. So you then need to sign in here. That will bring up this page, and you want to go to the Reporting and Tools tab and click on the Keyword tool, which brings up this page. Now, at the top where it says word or phrase, you want to type in your search term. You can put more than one in here, so I'm putting in sash window repairs. Now, under the advanced options and filters, I can choose United Kingdom before I press search. So just make sure that we're looking at searches in this country. And then it's the local monthly searches that we're interested in, and I can sort all of the results by that. And you can see there's 16.6 million searches on the term Windows. So literally millions of people searching for that. But down here is, I saw repair window go past there. That's more the sort of thing we're looking for, and there's still thousands of them every month. Okay, and you can choose the match types, whether you have broad, exact, or phrase. Have a tinker with that, see what comes up. You can download into an Excel spreadsheet for future reference using that link there. Okay, so now I know what people are really looking for. Let's go build a website, let's do some SEO. Hold on a minute. You may remember that I said there are 2 steps to understanding your market. So we've looked at what people are searching for, but we also need to look at the competition. We need to understand what the competition's up to. because as with the case of Windows, if we decided that we would want to use Windows as a search term that we're going to optimize for, that's an incredibly competitive key phrase, and it's going to be damn hard to get onto the top 10. Okay, so in order to understand the competition, we need to understand how to optimize a website, and in order to do that, you need to watch the next My Web Academy installment, which is Search Engine Optimization Basics. I'm just going to go through the real basics, what you need to know before we start. Which means, homework, students, this week you need to compile a list of relevant search phrases by asking those people. You need to run them through Google's keyword tool, which will enable you to sort the wheat from the chaff. And once you've done that, you need to watch next week's My Web Academy. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you next week. Take care.